Evening all, and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, where I have not quite finished my new smeltery, but it's definitely here. I removed all the iron that was here. That's been put into those boxes there that you can see curving over the world. Loads of copper as well, and then I kind of realised I didn't need to do that, so I stopped. And now I realise I did, because I didn't have the space I thought I had. So on this smeltery array, we have iron to start with, we have steel, which actually goes right at the top there because of how I've done the belts. We have the magnets, the magnets, just called magnets. We have copper, and the only thing copper is used for is copper plates. There's no other thing that I can see it's used for at all, so yeah. And we have stone and we have glass. Not that we're using any of these at the moment, but that's just the way it is. I have storages at the end which are all capped to holding 10. Even though the steel is well over that because, well, we had more steel than that. But what I really want to do is get into Mark II belts, because I've been manually crafting them, and oh, do they take an age. They take a really long time to build. The only thing on this smeltery that I want to add, like here, you see I've left gaps between them, that's so I can put in the transport hubs. Which I know are coming. I have spoilt the game for myself somewhat. I know you get big transport hubs, stuff like that, to do interplanetary stuff, so I can put them over. So the idea being is that I can put the transport hubs sort of here and here and here and however I need to back here, and then shipping iron, and that will feed these three here for iron. Shipping copper, that does there. Shipping stone, that does that one there. I want to put in graphite as well, because that is definitely needed for all sorts of things. I think so, yeah. Yeah, so we'll ship in coal from wherever to make the graphite. Do that. And the idea is that this world is going to be my like central manufacturing world. I know that's not how the game's supposed to work. I know it's supposed to be more of a, you build this here and you build that there and you build the other, and we will do. We will just start with. We'll definitely have titanium probably being made on another world, for instance. But once I get enough titanium to do what I'm doing, I might bring it all here and just make everything here, because this will be our manufacturing world. This is the manufacturing world, and then we'll ship the goods off here to go somewhere else to build our Dyson form, which will be awesome. Or Dyson Sphere, as it's called in this game, sorry, but yeah, whatever. Other things I've done is I have actually changed up this here. We ran out of space for the oil, so that's turned up there. I think this is doing okay. I think that box is full. I think that's the problem. The box is actually full of stuff, so we can't put any more in it. That's why these aren't running as fast here. But I've been researching everything I possibly can that uses red and blue science, and we've researched a lot of stuff. See here, I've done everything up to this line here, and now I'm just adding more stuff to it as we go. So we're doing the magnetic field and so on and so forth. So I'm just letting the research run and do its thing, and then I push F and I go, oh, what's this and what's this and what's this and what's this, and I don't know what any of it does, and that's the fun. That's the fun. But I want to get Mark II belts done, so let's go and do that. So we have we have all the belts doing the things here, and making the stuff and going the places it needs to go and all that sort of jazz. So right here we're going to make Mark II belts. That's the idea. Okie dokie. So what does Mark II belts require? Let's see here. We don't want that. We want Mark II belts, please. Mark II belts requires a belt and an electromagnetic turbine. The electromagnetic turbine requires magnetic coils and engines. And we don't have any of that on the system, so I suppose we need to start with engines. Let me go down the rabbit hole a little bit further and make sure I know what to do. So electromagnetic turbines requires magnetic coils and engines. Engines require stuff that we have by normal, so I need to make engines. That's what we need to do. This one needs to become engines. Oh, there we go. Engines. It requires, I didn't look. It requires 2 iron plates, 1 cog, and 1 magnetic coil. That's fine. So if it's 2 iron plates, the one closest in wants to be iron plates, doesn't it? So 1 cog and 1 coil. So where do we put cogs? Cogs are, so here's coil and here's cogs. They would be really close together, wouldn't they? Oh well, that's fine. Here we go. Right, so we want to put that one's in going to be the closest it can be there. Then this one is going to have to go there. That comes down. That one comes down. And then we move those and put another one there. That's the closest that could be. Double check that. Yep, that's the closest that can be. And you come down as well, which means that you are the belt that comes down to here. You come down to here. You come down to here. Look at that. There we go. Awesome. Someone else I need to point out as well, which I forgot about up here. I had both belts joining a central splitter to even it out, to have one of the circuits and one of the electromagnets, I think it was, for the blue giants. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work. As soon as one belt gets a hiccup in it, you end up with 2 of the same thing in an item, and it just backs the whole thing up. So that didn't work. There's no force splitter to say, hey, I only want to have one of each item go through. There's none of that I could find. So yeah. There. Like so. Really, I should have these set as buffers, which I might do. I have done that in other places. I've got buffers in proper places there. So, but really, they're just for my personal sort of storage, so I can just grab things really easily. So, yeah, we could grab like so many belts. But to do a proper buffer, you would go. Well, let's a bit further. You would go with 1 input and 2 outputs, like that. And then the input fills the chest, and then the output the chest faster than the input can fill it. So it's always emptying that chest. So that chest is purely a buffer. If there's space on the line, it will drop it onto the line. So that's the idea of that. And I like that idea. I like that little thing there. I've seen a few people use it. So yeah. Okay, so these make they're making the wrong thing. We don't want that. We want belts. No, we want engines. Engines. And you make 1 engine every 2 seconds. Okay, so that's fine. Plenty of. So if it's 1 every 2 engines, I can just use 1 inputters, can't I? Because yeah, you're doing 0.5, which is 1 every 2 seconds. So, yeah. Input. There we go. Okay, and then they require power, which we can do by going plonk and plonk. And there we go. We have engines on the line. Do I want to store? Yeah, we'll store 10 of them. That's fine. We probably don't need to, but that's fine. I don't know if I'm ever going to use engines myself, but I'd rather have a buffer of them just in case I'm like, oh, I need this quick, and I've come and I can just grab it, and it's there, and it's done. You know, it's sorted. I might limit that to just 1 actually. I know I could just grab off the belt as well, but it takes a bit of time grabbing for a belt because you've got to click and just grab 1 at a time. Whereas in a chest, you just go click, grab, mine. I'm not sure how many belts I have stored as well. Not that I'm fussed about that because we're going to Mark 2, so we'll probably downgrade that. Okay, so there's part 1 of the belts. Okay, We have belts on the line already, that's fine. We now have engines on the line. So you want to be making engines, which requires 2 engines and 2 magnetic coils. Okay. So you would run up to not there. I actually want to leave a gap because that's where oh, hold on, we've got to leave more than one gap. There's a few things that come through here now. Yeah, we've got steel, which is actually on a Mark II line. I should probably downgrade that so I can save myself some belts. The upgrade and downgrading thing is fantastic. With the upgrade tool, you can basically just click on a belt that's a Mark I belt, and it will upgrade it to Mark II without replacing it, which is awesome. You can shift click to upgrade an entire chain, so it'll do the whole lot depending on how many you have in your inventory. Or you can press the down arrow, as it says here on the right hand side. Boom. You can downgrade it, so you can drop it from a Mark II to a Mark I. So I can grab this belt here and go downgrade to Mark I. And same for you, downgrade to Mark I. It will only do it within your building range, so you can't do it from the other side of the world. That's fine, because you shouldn't be doing that anyway. That's the building range. So that's as far, all the way up there is as far as you can build or upgrade or do whatever. There we go. There we go. So that's our other 2 new things added, which is stone and steel. We then have a glass one as well, which I haven't added to the line yet. That needs to be done. Then we need a graphite line as well. There's glass and graphite, and then engines come up here. Now, what I need to find is I need to find an actual picture of what everything is used for, basically. I've got a sort of a quick recipe guide that I don't think covers every... Oh, I do actually. I was just looking at the smelting part of it, so it may do. Because basically I want to look at where are engines used. Because if they're only used in belts, they're not only used in belts, they're used in the electromagnetic engine. They're also used in the Mark II splitters. So yeah, but what my brain is telling me right here is looking at the size of this bus already. We're up to here, and I've barely touched all the Mark I stuff. So if I add everything to the bus, it's not going to work. We're going to very quickly end up here somewhere where the grid shifts. Where does the grid shift? The grid shifts fly. By grid shift I mean see there. See the grid change here between this block to this block. And if you end up here, it doesn't work properly. In fact, doesn't it change down here? Yes, it does. It changes there on that line there. That's as far as we can go with the bus. That line that we currently have there before the grid does a weird shift thing and will mess everything up for us. And then you're talking about running stuff all the way up there, along, all the way up down, and I'm just wondering whether, like Mark I belts, are Mark I belts used in anything other than Mark II belts? But unfortunately, I don't have. I mean, as I said, I've got a picture, which was I found on a Reddit post, which lists every item in the game and how quickly they take to make. In the different assembly machines, which is awesome. But I've got to sort of look through every icon on here to go, well, here's Mark I belts, and Mark I belts are used in Mark II belts. Are they used anywhere else? And I don't see them being used anywhere else. If that's the case, why would I put Mark I belts on the line? I mean, things like engine units are used in two things. They're used in Mark II buffers and the electromagnetic engines, and then the electromagnetic are used in several places. But what I'm thinking here, and this is a question for I'm going to do the Mark I, the belts anyway over here, but we might chat. The question I'm asking is, should I go down this route that I'm doing here, or? And I know later on you get interplanetary stuff and things change later on. I'm just thinking sort of at our place. Or should I just go with the whole raw materials come in? So anything that's smelted and the basic, anything that is, well, anything that's smelted, so all these go onto a line. And then maybe even all of these go onto a line. Doesn't really work, because then I know cog gears. Where are gears used? Gears only used in one place. No, gears used in belts and engines. But again, gears are only used in two places. So why have them all on the bus? They're only used in two places. Why put them on the bus? Why not just have them made in situ? Have an outpost of each type of thing. Just go, right, I need to make engine units, for instance. So if I need to make engine units, I will take in, I'll have everything that's smelted. Everything that's smelted will go on a bus. That makes sense. I think, yeah, because the raw materials are going to be used everywhere, aren't they? They're going to be used all over the place in different things and blah blah blah. That makes sense. I'm looking at the magnets. Magnets are used in two places. They're used in magnetic coils, and they're used in the, I don't even know what that is. I don't have it unlocked yet. They're used in someone else as well, which is in turn used in other stuff. So, but what I'm saying is, if I have everything smelted on the bus, and then we just bring in the raw materials, and we go, okay, so we need to make assemblers require circuits. So why not just drag the raw resource off, make the assemblers, make the circuits, drop it into the assemblers, make this all in one place, and just have a line down here which just produces assemblers into a box, rather than put them on the bus. And then when we have the Mark II stuff, like the Mark II assemblers, which I don't know where Mark II assemblers are, I don't actually see them on the list here. It's interesting. Nope, this picture here has got everything that's made in the assemblers, but not the actual assemblers themselves, which is interesting. But yeah, when we get the Mark II assemblers, we just tack them on the end. We add whatever's needed. So you figure out what's needed for an assembler. So we need gears, we need circuit boards, and we need iron. So you go, okay, so iron comes in on a belt. That's fine. Iron goes straight down, and then gears require iron, so they take it off that iron belt and make the gears and drop that onto another line. And then the circuits require iron and copper, so they can grab iron and copper, bring a copper line in and drop them down. And then at the end of it, you have the Mark I assemblers being made, and then rather than put them on the belt, you just put them in a chest. Then when we go to Mark II assemblers, we can just tack it on the end of that over here, going, okay, so Mark II assemblers go down there further. I'm kind of toying towards that idea, because this central bus isn't going to work. I can see it already. I've not watched anybody actually build a bus all the way, if that makes sense. Like build it out really, really far. So maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't build a bus. Maybe it isn't the idea. Maybe I should embrace the spaghetti and go with that route. I think my original idea for the bus was going to be every component and not buildings. So I wouldn't put the assemblers or the smelters or anything like that on the belts. That wouldn't be a thing. It would just be the components would come on the belt, which might work, but again, it's still a lot of items. I don't know. I don't know about that. issue I have with doing it that way is that when I come and I want to get like assemblers, rather than them just being here like in a line, then it won't. I could still do that. There's no reason why I couldn't make the assemblers if they're made down there and just belt them up into a chest. And then when we make the Mark II ones, we just manually empty the chest and do it that way. Or I could just leave the chest down there. Whatever. What do you think? What do you think we should do? Do you think I should go down that route? Have like just components on here? There are a lot of components still. Don't forget that. And then we would be putting engines on the belt anyway. But yeah, I'll try and link this this image that I've found on Reddit, if I can find it again. I'll try and link it to show people what it is, and if anyone knows of like a table, I know it's spoilers, but if anyone knows of a table that shows you what goes to where, so I can easily just go like, okay, so engines, where are they used? I can see they're used in 2 places on this image here, but are they used anywhere else that I'm not aware of? I don't know. Because I'm also looking at the researches, and the researches don't require any buildings. They don't require anything in here for the researches, by the looks of things. It requires, you need coils and circuits, so we want to put them on the bus. Okay, I've convinced myself. I'm gonna just have the bus make components only. So everything in here will go onto the bus, which is still a lot of items. And I know I haven't locked everything here as well. Yeah, because we would need to make circuit boards anyway. All stuff. Yeah, so what if we have all the components on here? Not the, we won't make these and put these on the bus. They'll be made elsewhere. We'll ignore that. I don't know about these as well. Because I don't know what else they're required for, so we'll just do it that sort of way. I think that'll work. I think I wanna tear the bus down. Let me make these damn Mark II belts. Let's do that. So at least I can have a box of Mark II belts done, and then let me know in the comments what you think. Should we should I build them like outposts? Should I just embrace the spaghetti and have just the raw smelted materials come in? And then even for science, for instance, because then I can build either side. I know exactly how many belts I need. I can build either side. And like I say, even for science, I could go, right, so what do the raw materials require for science? Just export them out the bus and make the things in situ, job done. Or should I do all the components on here? Or what? Or should I abandon the bus altogether and just build... Well, I won't abandon the bus altogether. I'll definitely do a minimum of the smelters on the bus, because that makes sense. Having iron all over the place makes perfect sense. Yeah, so let me know. Let me know what you think, and we'll kind of take it from there. If this is the case and I don't know what I'm doing yet, I'm going to reduce this back to... Yeah, hey. No. Come on. Okay. I'm going to reduce that one back to there, because we're just going to run it straight over. I think we're going to run it straight down here. Cheating a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so Mark II belts required the electromagnetic engine. Electromagnetic engine requires 2 of each. Run out of assembly machines. No, make me 2. Yes, we can make 2. We actually need 3. And I'm making assembly machines anyway. So why did I make them? Oh dear. Bad. That there. Then you also need some coils. Yeah. And down here. That. Yep. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. I also want to remove the end of the belts here. I've just realised, because otherwise we're going to have materials stuck on the end of the belts doing nothing. So I want to remove that one there. Awesome. And then we want to go input, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And you need 2 over 2 seconds. That's 1 a second. How fast do you move stuff? 0.75 a second. You're not fast enough. Upgrade that one, and that one, because you can. Yay! Awesome, 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 awesome. Put into power. No. I do want a chest of these as well, because I know they are used in other things at some point. I basically want a buffer. We'll just buffer it up for the minute, because then we've got some. And then come on this way, just because we're taking shortcuts. In and out. Then for our final thing, we need to give 3 more assemblers. Yep, we've got 50. That'll do. There's so much stuff in my inventory I need to keep rid of. No, you want belts, and the Mark II belts just use 2 things, don't they? They use Mark I belts, 3 Mark I belts, and 1 engine unit. I am out of Mark I belts. I am impressed. Another thing that people do is build a mall as well, like in Factorio and other places where you just ship every item out to the mall. Which I'm okay with, I don't mind doing that, but oh, super magnet. This is the thing. This is the thing that requires the electromagnetic engines. And belts, which we did. I did put belts on the belt section. There are the belts, and they don't go any further than this. So there's no point in. I can just shift click bomb them. There's no point in running them any further than that because they're not needed anywhere else in the world. On that line there. And collide with another object. Oh, sorry. Still haven't quite got used to that. Right, so you require 3 a second. Ooh, this is Mark II territory, definitely. No. Then we get a chest, put it there. And I'm not going to limit that chest. I'm not going to actually limit that one. I'm going to leave that. And how many do you make? Do you make 3? You do make 3. So we're going to have Mark II belts there. We'll go with 3 inputs, just to make sure it works. Boom, boom. And then I want Mark II outputs on these because they are doing 3 per second. I think these deal with 3 per second. There we go. That is unfortunately going to probably. Oh no, it's a Mark II belt, so that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Are you going to keep up? Yes, you are. Awesome sauce. There we go. We've got Mark II belts being made. Yay! So I can now actually work on the Mark II belt stuff, which is awesome. So yeah, let me know what you think. Whether I should just drop this down to just being components and not bother putting other stuff on here. And if it is just components, when we come to make anything that requires a previous thing, like the Mark II belts, we'll just make Mark I belts, or we'll tack it onto the end of the Mark I belt system. And I'll leave gaps in between. I'll leave plenty of gaps in between them, so you know, we've got space to do things. Yeah, that I feel would make sense. Yeah. Okay. Right, so we will we will leave this here and come back next time to find out the fate of the bus system. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. And until then, as always, have fun.